Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight we're here at the newly released Long Beach Street Circuit for the final round of Season 22 of Sunday Night Lights. And for the first time, well, second time this season, and only the second time in my history doing this thing, be flying solo tonight as the season has taken its toll on driver and commentator alike. So you'll have to excuse me, folks. I will do my best to bring you all the action. A little bit complicated running the whole box and dice on my own. But, of course, we are here for the drivers. Just myself, Alex McKellar, leading the way here tonight. Now, let's go check out the drivers as they begin their quali runs. Of course, Long Beach, quite a short circuit. For those of you playing at home, the strength of field tonight, as we can see, the season has taken its toll. As I said, it's down to about 500 on our usual. It's just about the 4K mark. And I should say, congratulations to the Skippy community that joins us here on a Sunday night. We've had our most successful season ever. And with an average strength of field well in excess of 4,500. And we had our strongest race ever at Bathurst this season, just a tick under the 5,000 mark. So it's been a fantastic season throughout, and we've been thrilled with both the attendance, participation, and the standard of racing that folks have turned up and put on this season. Now, for the drivers here tonight, O'Fray crossing, the number one plated car crossing first a time round, and provisionally in pole as well. Ian McFadden tucked in behind him. We've got the likes of Naoya Nagai, new to Sunday Night Lights this season. The blue liveried number two plated car here tonight. Can we see our first Japanese podium sitter in Sunday Night Lights history tonight? Braden Nash, newcomer to the series. He's the third rated driver and the leading ANZ driver here this evening. Loris Amadio becoming a bit of a regular here on a Sunday night. He's our fourth plated driver and fifth seed here tonight. And second of the ANZ drivers, Brett McBurney, joining us once again. Fifth car here tonight, or car six, I should say, Brock Schaefer, another ANZ. Good to see some ANZ getting a run in what is a slightly reduced, yet no doubt diminished field here tonight. Still a 4K soft and right up there with the biggest in the week, if not the biggest, as we round out the season. Ludwig Geedy, double I Smurf and Ludwig Geedy. He's finished second in the Sunday Night Lights season overall, behind our season winner, and congratulations to him, Benny Simonson, unable to make it here tonight, but taking it out by the slimmest of margins, just 5 points from the man on your screen at the moment, Mr. Ludwig Geedy, making a fantastic return to Sunday Night Lights this season. Giuseppe Tellini in the eighth plated car here tonight. He is actually sitting in third here tonight, maybe threatened by Julian O'Fray. Manu Luqueta, who I don't think I've seen out on track tonight. No, I don't see him. He's no threat. So between O'Fray, Geedy, that's probably O'Fray and Tellini, who's just had a beautiful spin there, to see who gets that final spot on the podium. The nine-plated car, as I search my screen, George Matsushinsky, the regular here on a Sunday night. 10th, Mr. Kawabe, the second Japanese driver in the field here tonight, as his countryman has taken provisional pole, as I need to refresh the old overlays there, apparently. Come on, folks, refresh that. Kawabe-san looking for his top 10 finish, and perhaps with his best shot of the season so far, to maybe even crack for a top 5. He's been very quick around here this week. Roger Hooker is in the pits already. He's our 11. Oh, I beg your pardon. No, he's out there. No, he's not. He's gone. We're back with Matsushinsky in the 9. Oh, the 11. That's because Corey Lean, he's already qualified. Everyone's already qualified. Look at that. It's a short lap around here, as you can see, 1 minute 30. A 31.5 in quali by Nagai-san. That's a pretty damn fine effort, I have to say. Plenty of folks not doing a 31 all week, and Nagai-san's chucked it on pole with his second flying lap with a 31.5. Very quick time indeed, as we see Kawabe-san pull it over. Nagai-san still out there on his cool-down lap, the two-plated car. I saw him in the warm-up race here tonight. He was leading it with a couple to go, and that very corner there that he's just gone through at turn 8 on the entry onto East Seaside Way, he's clipped the apex wall and put it into the outside wall and flipped more times than I could count. The poor bloke, he was on for a win. He was battling with O'Fray, and O'Fray ended up taking it out just ahead of Stuart Vaughan, who doesn't look to have backed up after finishing second in the preceding race. But hopefully, Nagai, who's not known for his good luck, as we see Matsushinsky put it on the second spot on the grid here tonight. Nagai-san's not known for his good luck. I'm just hoping that that might change here tonight. You never know. He might be in for a change of fortune. I really hope he is. But not only did Benny Simonson, who's away tonight, take out the Sunday Night Lights seasons for the 9th time in history, the winner of Sunday Night Lights, or Monday Night Lights as it used to be known, also took out the official season. And right behind him was Mr. Julian O'Fray, who's banking tonight on potentially grabbing third position on Sunday Night Lights, but he's actually sitting in second overall in the official season. So once again, our little series here being the launching platform for lofty heights when it comes to the official standings as well. Now, excuse me, let's go through our grid for the final race of season 22 from the new Long Beach Road Circuit. Naoya Nagai, not for the first time, taking out pole position, the Japanese driver. Starting from second will be George Matsushinsky. I think it's about as high as we've seen him on a starting grid on a Sunday night. P3 off the grid tonight, Julian O'Fray for Redface Racing Team, joined by Ludwig Guidi for Mivano Sim Racing out of P4 on the second row. Brock Schaefer, leading ANZ driver, out of 5th tonight. Corey Lean just behind him in 6th. Brett McBurney from McFlabby Racing. He's out of 7th. Laura Samadio from Italy joining us once again, starting from 8th. Andre Luciano out of 9th tonight, the Italian driver. Ian McFadden from UK&I back tonight, starting from 10th. Gail Kawabe, not his best qualifying. Look for him to move forward if he can, starting from 11th. Braden Nash, a new ANZ driver in the field tonight, starting from 12th. 13th tonight will be Roger Hooker for Two Fools Racing. Alessandro Seracino from Italy, out of 14th. Andre Speziale. There's a fleet of Italian drivers here, and he's starting out of 15th. Giuseppe Tellini, yet another Italian driver, out of 16th. Alessandro Bulgari, the final Italian driver, out of 17th. The only Iberian that I've spotted in the field, Guillem Capo. He's starting out of 18th, and I tell you what, they've given me some tongue twisters to finish the season this time round. Thanks, folks. Let's see how we go as the red lights mean rev and the green lights mean go, as Fred the Flag Marshal vigorously waves his green flag to begin the first of 17 laps around here tonight for the final round of Sunday Night Lights for season 22. As they approach turn number 1 on the approach. Look at that 2-3 wide. They've got to get it a bit narrower through here. They've got it done. Look at that. What about further down in the field? Everyone playing nice. It's not the quickest way, side by side. Oh, there's a big one early on. Who's upside down? It's Brock Schaefer. He's gone. He's on his lid. We might... Oh, Kawabe's might have grabbed a bit of a crash as well. Let's go check out what happened to Schaefer early on. That was a big one. He's come through with Corey Lean as they come through Aquarium Way. It's the next one, I think, where he gets caught out. Just a bit of nose to tail behind him, pushes him off and into the wall. And that'll be a very quick exit for young Mr. Schaefer and his opening foray, I should say, into Sunday Night Lights. Yet back up in front we go as it is Nagai-san, 2x2 behind Matsushinsky and O'Fray very early on through turn 9. That's they're running the risk of letting Nagai-san run away with it. 2x2 they go through 10 and all into the run into 11. And up the inside goes the Mivano livery driver of Ludwig Guidi, getting it done. Matsushinsky was on for P2 there, and he shuffled back to P4 this time round. And these guys putting on a show very early. I haven't seen racing like this all week, let me tell you. as side by side once again. Geedy really wanting to get after Nagai, and O'Fray's more or less let him go, but forced them to go. Is he? No, not 2 by 2. They get it sorted for the corner, and it is Corey Lee tucked in behind these guys. The leading ANZ driver so close there as they go around the fountain at South Chestnut Place through turns 2 and 3. Very challenging little section. Mind you, with the walls around here, pretty much everywhere is challenging to get by unscathed from what we've seen here this week. Leading, of course, out is the guy side by side once again. Lean gets it done up the inside of 6 and 7. That, folks, is how you get it done. Through one of the tightest sections we will go. You'll hear a lot of bumping and grinding this week because the walls are very close, and there is a bit of phantom contact. You'll be able to see them when they do actually make contact, though, as we see Nagai-san running off with this one already out to, what is a 1.4 second lead. He will be tough to catch from here. He is a very fast driver. Now it's really, the race is all in his own hands as we see the chasing pack there led by Geedy go through the final hairpin. Really tough to be patient through that final hairpin, let me tell you. You are down in first gear and at a crawl. Meanwhile, Brett McBurney leads the second pack here. He's sitting in 6th position, up 1 from where he started, with Amadio Hooker and Nash tucked in behind him. McBurney's no slouch in one of these, and certainly looking to, side by side, Hooker and Amadio. Hooker gets it done into turn 1, and that's how you get it done nice and cleanly, but it does give McBurney a chance to get away. Meanwhile, Nagai-san, he's up and out on his own and running away with it. Gets through the early stages of lap 3 there. It's not this one. I thought that might be the one that brought him unstuck in the warm-up race, but it's actually this next one coming up at turn 8. The turn on to Eastside Way. Second gear, cut over the almost imaginary apex curb, but don't clip the wall on the inside is the lesson he learnt from last race. Oh, speaking of clipping the wall, looked like Lean carried a bit too much speed through there. The rear of his car might have clipped the walls. We see Frey pulling out of the draft that time round. Seemed to do that from time to time, making sure he doesn't go past. Meanwhile, McBurney leading that secondary pack, and this final chasing pack led by Spizzale, and it's filled with some newcomers and some Italian drivers. He's with Bulgari, Serrazino. Oh boy, that's going to challenge me. And Kawabe-san. There's been the pile up that we all thought might happen. Oh, now that was Braden Nash who got caught up there. I'm going to see if I can find what actually happened as I scroll through the events. There's a Mario and Nash by the looks coming into that final chicane. The 3 and the 4. 4's already sporting some rear wing damage, and the 3 is just into the rear of Loris Amadio, turns him, and bang, just that was it. Oh, look at this incoming pack here. What's going to happen? Oh, unsighted was the 17 by the looks. He just turns in like nothing's going on. The 18 had the foresight to go around, and Matsushinsky and Kawabe looked to be caught up. Everyone just stopped. Actually, that could have been a lot worse, really, when you think about it, with 2 cars parked on an apex, which is almost blind, as we jump back to live pictures now. Nagai-san, what's he got? He's got about a 1.67 lead, and making every post to win. He did a 131.8. The chasing pack did a 132 last lap round, so he's got about a 10th on him, give or take, as he goes through that final very tight hairpin at turn 11. On to East Shoreline Drive for the closing stages of lap 4 of 17 here tonight. Geedy now with O'Fray. They look like they might even have a little bit of a gap over Lean. In fact, it is about a 1.5 second gap, and they will be looking to run away from the 11-plated leading Australian ANZ driver there, Corey Lean, with Matsushinsky, who I miscalled earlier as being caught in that incident at the hairpin. He's tucked in behind Lean and battling there for the final spot in the top 5. We'll see McBurney go very wide on the exit of 1, comes into 2 and now 3. Tries not to kick up any of the plants on the fountain on the way through. Of course, this track looked a lot different when it was a technical track. They finished it off nicely of iRacing. I guess it must have been all that extra time they had in the pandemic to finish this one off. It does look a treat, and it's been presenting some new challenges to some of the drivers here this week. Very challenging. Seen a lot of incidents, just people making mistakes, and as they come to terms with the new track. As out onto the big back straight now, up East Seaside Way on the approach down to turn 9. Another right-angled right-hander. We see Geedy now chasing down Nagai-san. Still that margin about 1.7 up to 1.8 this time round, as Nagai-san really nailing that closing sector as he exits the final chicane ahead of the chasing Ludwig Geedy and Julian O'Fray. Lean and Matsushinsky in 4th and 5th. Then we jump back to McBurney and Hooker in 6th and 7th. We've got a sort of a break in the action as they're all in 2s and 3s, and dare I say pockets of excitement throughout this field after last week coining that phrase. We've got Speziale, the Italian driver, leading that chasing pack. We've just seen Matsushinsky go through on lean at turn 1. These two really trying to get back onto the front or the leading guys chasing our race leader, Nagai-san, who has almost checked out. He did a 31.4 last lap, and Geedy, of course, doing a 31.7, some 3/10 behind. So that's not going to get him any closer. And Nagai-san, I wondered if we were going to see a Japanese podium getter, and he might be on the top step. First Japanese driver on the podium that we would have seen in MNL and SNL history. You see O'Fray now pulling out of the draft behind Geedy up East Seaside Way for the latter stages of lap 6 this time round. Matsushinsky and Lean, followed by Hooker and McBurney. We've really got a few islands floating around in this one, folks, as folks really coming to terms, as I said, with this new track and learning how to race it as much as anything else. Nagai-san, the two-plated car, coming across the line to finish lap 7. We've got O'Fray and Geedy. Will they jump? Oh, we've got Hooker falling down the order like a stone. We might go and see what happened to Mr. Hooker, if I can find the incident there. I'm hoping this is it. And he's with, who is he with? Lean. Now, Lean had a really checkered run at Donington last week. What's going on here? It's this hairpin here that's going to cause the dramas again, I think. Oi, just... Hang on, we'll go back a bit. Sorry, folks, if I can. Come on. Let's go back. And we'll just come in. It looks like Hooker is coming right. Lean's carrying much more speed and just... tried to put the shopping trolley away of the car in front, but of course they don't quite go together. The skips like the shopping trolleys at your local Aldi, that's for sure. And that's the end of the night for Hooker, who blows his engine subsequently. Lean, whoa, cops a bit of a net code, but the droids fix him up. And that was that, folks, as we might go back to live pictures now. Where's Lean ended up? Oh no, that's Hooker. Is he still sitting? Oh, he's in the pits. All right, back up front now. We've got O'Fray, who's taken second position back from Geedy, probably at turn 1 last lap, as we see Nagai-san running off into the distance, with Matsushinsky now got a bit of a gap. I'm surprised he doesn't have more of a gap, given how long Lean was stationary, although he might have just caught him. My memory's failing me. Excuse me. Meanwhile, Nagai coming through this opening section once again. If I can figure it out, I might see if I can't find... let's do this, see if that helps us. No, I don't want that one. I'm trying to find the lap history. There we go. Nagai-san, and we'll do that. So... you can see over the last sort of 5 laps or so, it looks like, oh look, there was a big half-second jump there for Nagai on lap 5 there, but he Oh, that was a loss, I should say. Looks like he's doing okay and pulling away. He's done as fast as a 31.4 undrafted, whereas behind just a tick under that as a 31.37 is the fastest that the chasing guys can do. So Nagai-san really looking like he has the potential to run away with this one if he hasn't already. Meanwhile, the chasing drivers, two of the best going around, O'Fray and Geedy, they're doing their best to work together until they can no longer do so to fight for that final couple of positions on the podium. It really is Nagai's race to lose. We'll see Matsushinsky now. Yet another island in this one. Corey Lean, leading ANZ driver, had his share of action last week and this week again, sitting in fourth as we see Geedy this time leapfrogging O'Fray, making no effort to slow him down. In fact, wanting him to go faster as once again the last lap for Nagai-san, a 31.3. He was 4/10 quicker undrafted than the chasing pair of Geedy. This is what I've been saying all season. Nagai-san has got pace to burn, just needs half a tick of luck and he'd be away with a win. He's had none all season, and hopefully the roll of the dice this race here tonight will see him do pretty well. Matsushinsky leading Lean. What have they got there? About a 1 second gap. Lean could bridge that potentially, assuming he's not carrying any damage. We'll see a little bit of front wing damage for Matsushinsky in front of him. That will have an impact. Braden Nash, the next driver here, he's the third plated car carrying that nose damage still. He's got Speziale sitting in behind him, the newcomer to Sunday Night Lights, with his compatriot Saracino. And my apologies to the Italian drivers for butchering those names. He's up 6 positions, but the mover and shaker here tonight is the sole Iberian Capo in quite a beautifully decked out car. Not sure what number he is, judging by that. Check that out. Is he 10? Is he 4? Is he 2? No, he's actually the 16 car, and he's up 9 positions. The biggest mover and shaker in this field here tonight. I'm just trying to pick any close battles. We've got Kawabe-san in a battle just behind Capo with Laura Samadio. These two, Mario pulls out up the front straight. Kawabe-san does not hold him back, and Kawabe-san also carrying some front wing damage by the looks, and he's still outside that top 10. I thought tonight might be his night to get a bit closer to the front, because like I said, he's had good pace here. Meanwhile, back up front, we've got Nagai-san. He's out by 2.6 seconds now, really stretching his legs in this skippy, although the fastest lap of the race was set last lap by Ludwig Geedy, the Smurf and Ludwig Geedy, with a 31.19. It was about a tenth, or not even a tenth, quicker than Nagai-san last lap, but he has managed to go quicker nonetheless, and I might see that lap time history now with Nagai and Geedy. Yeah, you can see he was just the 0.87 quicker last lap, but look at those rest of those times there. 3/10, half a tenth, 3/10, 4/10. Nagai-san really putting on a show. Although Geedy once again took a little bit off him that time, although it was O'Fray in the draft now who's taking advantage. And look, it's really now for Nagai. He's got to get his head down, just focus on turning his laps. And like I said, it's his race to lose. As these guys, these two behind him, every bit of the track and nearly more, although there's not much more to use. Riding the curbs here, very treacherous potentially. See, taking a big cut out of turn 5 there onto West Shoreline Drive. Is O'Fray this time round. Of course, the curbs here they're raised and they're jagged in some instances, but the track limits are really just the walls for the most part. Very hard to find a slowdown here unless you really, really try. As you see once again there through turn 8 onto East Seaside Way, those ripple strips are really there for show more than anything else. because you can cut right across the top of it. And the wall is the only thing that stops you. As we see, once again, O'Fray goes through. Matsushinsky now leading Lean, who has caught him, and this will be a battle to the finish. I have these two for 4th and 5th. This is where we'll see some action, no doubt, throughout the race. Meanwhile, behind you got Nash and Speziale. Not getting any closer to the 3-plated car in front of him. Then you've got Serrazino, the 15-plated car, and Capo. Yes, he is in 16, but again, I don't know if his kids painted that or what, but anyway, that's perhaps a story for another time. Amadio ahead of Kawabe-san, and then a battle looks like it's building behind between McBurney and a damaged Bulgari, who is the 17-plated car. Both of them missing the tip of their nose, so it might be a fairly even match. As a result, of course, it constantly amazes me how much difference in top end speed overall that the damage to the front of these cars will do, but damage to the rear. But you see the rear wings fall off, and it doesn't really seem to do too much. Of course, bending your exhaust, that'll cost you a bit of horsepower. The ponies don't like that, but typically it's the front of the car that you really got to look after. And so this season we've seen a lot more of folks modifying their spring perch offset and lifting the front of the car up to avoid that very thing. I know I've done the same thing at a number of tracks this season. Very few tracks this season I've run the lowest setting to bring the nose of the car down and adjust the rake accordingly. But a lot of the times it's preferential to me, or my preference at least I should say, is to have that extra spring in the front of the car, lift it up, ride the curbs and really smash them without damaging the front of the car, and pick up the time that way rather than potentially losing a bit down the straights. So these guys, though, side by side. Corey Lean this time with Matsushinsky. Corey says, oh no, he backs out early, very un-lean like there. He's normally, he'll poke his nose where angels fear to tread as they go through 2 and 3 now around the fountain once again. This track, of course, quite spectacular in virtual reality. If you're lucky enough to have it, you can really get close to those walls and judge it. It's quite a spectacular view. I've tried it recently myself and it's a lot of fun, if somewhat taxing on the PC. Now we've got Guidi now we're following here with O'Fray, the 1-plated car behind him. Last time round, if you can believe it, 31-1 was the best lap that Nagai-san has set. A 31-1-2, and just behind them Ludwig Guidi did a 31-1-3 and a 31-1-9 to O'Fray in this pack. So there's nothing between them, and that's what you find at the top of the table in these sorts of races. Is once there's a gap, the times and the drivers are so competitive and so close that it's really hard to bridge a gap, even when you're working together, as two smart guys like Guidi and O'Fray are doing here at the moment. And Nagai-san, I'll tell you what, sentimental favourite of mine, I have to say. Gambatte kudasai, Nagai-san. Get on there and get in there, mate. We've got O'Fray now taking over from Guidi, and indeed we do have the odd pocket of excitement, but it's small pockets, it's pairs all throughout the joint, all throughout the race, I should say. Now Nash and Speziale, they've joined up another pocket of excitement here. Cerizano, he's on his own. Capo, the creatively, I'm wondering if his kids did that in crayons, to be honest. I don't know, maybe he's learning his... No, there's even a 1 and a 9 on there as well. What an eclectic, and a 2 and a 3. Oh, I've spotted all the numbers there. He's trying to confuse everyone. Doesn't matter which race or what number plate he's been given. He's got them all on there. That's quite funny, actually. Amadio now, he's another island here. He's got away from Kawabe-san. Kawabe-san must have made a mistake. You can see the damage to the front of his car. And, yeah, that's going to be slowing down. He's picked that up somewhere too. McBurney now. He's broken away from Bulgari by the looks. Tellini He's there on his own after that earlier incident, running very wide there. Schaefer and his SNL debut, one he might like to forget, down 10 spots in 15th. Roger Hooker now a lap down, of course. Look, it almost doesn't look like it's driving straight, but it is. The 13-plated car after his earlier incident. He's down in 16th. McFadden, he's gone, as is Luciano. Better not grab those cars, Alex. Thanks very much. As we go back up front with O'Fray and Geedy, still working as hard as they can. These two familiar with racing each other since the season began. Not familiar to being this far behind. What a dominant drive from Nagai-san it is. Nagai really stretching the legs of the Skippy. Identical times to the 100th last lap round for Nagai and O'Fray. 31.12 and a 31.13 to Geedy, who's currently sitting in third. That is just how tight the times are. Nothing but hundredths and thousandths separating them. Try saying that one at home quickly, folks. Now, Matsushinsky and Lean still having their battle. I'll tell you what, there's 2 laps to go. I've been so caught up checking on how these pockets of excitement are carrying on throughout the field as we see Lean once again show the nose in quite spectacular fashion, probably over dramatic if anything. And it cost him a bit of time if I say anything, if I see anything there. But on the exit there, he's a bit behind there with 2 to go. 2 to go now as the guy crosses the line and heads down into turn 1 once again. He will turn onto Aquarium Way for the penultimate time this time round. Behind him, O'Fray and Geedy swap positions once more. How many more times will they do that in the final couple of laps? Of course, turn 1, perfect passing opportunity. Good alliteration there, thank you very much. Look how close they go there through there. If I hop on board with O'Fray briefly, let's grab the left front there, see what this looks like now as we hop on with Julian O'Fray with a lap and a bit to go. This is our current 3rd place sitter, folks, and what's he got to offer around here? We're right on board for this at least half a lap here. See what it looks like here. Coming down to turn 8 now. Again, see how much of the curb they cut there. May as well not be there. Looked like Geedy almost clipped the curb there, but probably a bit of net code as O'Fray this time stays the racing line. Geedy tries to get out because there's a threat of a pass at the end of East Seaside Way. Oh, look at that cut. I didn't realise he'd cut quite that much. Oh, as he's got the run as a result, but he will not get it done. This hairpin really not the place, really good place to overtake. But what will they do on the end of this one? Because this is where the sheep stations are going to come out, folks. As we see O'Fray now grabbing the inside line through the sweeping East Shoreline Drive, the straight up and down. And O'Fray gets it done well before the corner, but will Geedy come back? Yes, Geedy. O'Fray leaves the door open and Geedy goes through turn 1. That could be the decisive move as they come through past the fountain once again, through 2. Oh, O'Fray's throwing that car around the fountain this time round. Now, how much curb will they grab here? O'Fray grabbing every bit of the curb. He's probably got the softer suspension as we see Geedy carrying a bit of damage. And O'Fray putting all sorts of pressure, will he force Geedy to take a defensive line? Yes, he will. Bit of wiggle, a bit of hippie shake going on. Forces him to take a defensive line. Will that compromise him? This will be the final overtaking opportunity, I would have thought, at the end of the next straight. Through turn 8 they go for the last time. O'Fray looking to get the drive out. Looking to have the opportunity to attack one more time. What is he? 0.2 of a second behind. He's probably not close enough into turn 9, but he will have a look, will he? Oh, he does the lean, the fake, the hippie shake into turn 9. Will he get it done into the hairpin? He's got the run, has he? No. There's just nowhere to go. Side by side, yes, no. It's very hard to do the over-under there, and I think Geedy might just have him. But meanwhile, up in front, Naoya Nagai, the first Japanese victory here at Sunday Night Lights. Geedy and O'Fray come across second and third respectively. I think the boys are having a bit of fun at the end of it now that the checkered flag has dropped. you do that kind of thing after a race like this, I suppose. I'm just trying to see if I can find the rest of the finishes to round it out. Kawabe-san coming across. Almost look like he's crabbing there. But he just crosses the line there in 11th. Once again outside the top 10. McBurney in 12th. Bulgari, he's in 13th in his debut. And Giuseppe Tellini rounding the final one to round the final hairpin. And he's going to be our last finisher, our last on track as he crosses the line. And we might go take a look at our race results. Folks, after 17 laps, for the final round of Season 22, Round 10 from the newly minted Long Beach Street Circuit, Sunday Night Lights Season 22. Final round winner and inaugural, or first ever, Japanese winner, Naoya Nagai. Congratulations. And didn't he put on a show? 5.5 seconds ahead of Guidi and O'Fray in second and third respectively. That's a top drive. Guidi from Ivano Sim Racing in second, of course, and Redface Racing's Julian O'Fray rounding out the final race podium. As we see, leading ANZ driver Corey Land got his battle done with George Matusinski to finish 4th and 5th respectively. Braden Nash, the other ANZ driver, up near the pointy, and he's in 6th. The debutant here tonight. 7th tonight was Andre Speziale from Italy. We had a fleet of Italian drivers here tonight, let me tell you. Alessandro Serrazino from Italy as well in 8th. Guillem Capo, the sole Iberian driver. And how many spots did I say? He was up 9 spots in the end. That's a fantastic drive on his debut. He's in 9th. Loris Mario, the Italian driver, in 10th. Gael Kawabe, the other Japanese driver in the field, he's in 11th. 12th tonight from ANZ, McFlabby Racing was Mr. Brett McBurney. Alessandro Bulgari in his debut, the Italian driver finishing 13th and just out of the SNL points. Giuseppe Tellini, our regular Italian driver, he's out of 14th in the end. Brock Schaefer, the ANZ driver, making his debut, finishing 15th. Roger Hooker, he's finished for Two Fools Racing in 16th. Ian McFadden from UKNI in 17th. And Andre Luciano from Italy in 18th here tonight. Well, that, folks, was a bit of a race. And a pretty good way to finish the season. Oh, I thought I might get away with no interviews, but I do have someone waiting there for me. I might grab, where's my green flag here? And I'll get rid of that, and I'll do that, and I'll do that, and I'll do that. I'll tell you what, there's a few things to get done here. I'm just trying to see where he finished in the overall season here. I reckon he might have. I reckon he locked into second there. It'll be pretty close anyway. But I'll bring them up in finishing order, as is the way we do things here. Mr. Ludwig Guidi, congratulations, mate. That was quite a drive out there tonight. Although Nagai put on a show, I have to say. But O'Fray and yourself, Ludwig, put on a massive display. And, just couldn't quite get there in the end. But you hung on for P2, mate. Congratulations on finishing in second tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it was pretty tough, according to the small test I had on this track. So I guess it's pretty much the same for everyone. But yeah, first race of the weekend was the pre-race of the soft race. So it was pretty tough. I was more or less faster than Nagai everywhere on the track, except on the very last turn, the hairpin, where I was losing a lot. So I was more or less like losing a tenth every lap. So it was almost impossible to come back. We tried to help each other with Julien, but yeah, P2. It's not that bad to finish the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought you put on a good display there in that final lap, taking defensive lines just enough so that O'Fray couldn't have a look and couldn't get the pass done. So I thought that was good, and that held you on for P2. He looked like he would almost have a look there in the final hairpin, but of course it's just so tight and slow there. There's no opportunity for the over under that I've ever seen. So you did well to hang on there, but. Look, don't be worried too much about the pace there. You were very close. If I looked at the best laps towards the end of the race, there was nothing in it. It was just that Nagai-san had built that gap early on, mate. But congratulations on a fantastic season. You've finished second in Sunday Night Lights overall with 202 points. It might just a little bit here after tonight's race, but Benny Simonson, of course, taking it out. But mate, it's been great to have you back this season. Are we expecting your company again, perhaps next season as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna come back really pleased with P2. As I said a few weeks ago, it was pretty tough to come back in the sense that I had a lot of trouble, hardware problems with computer wheels, so was not really smooth. But somehow, yeah, it's great to come back. Great to have rivals, I would say, like Benny and some others. But yeah, mostly it's because it's thanks to Mivano, the fact that I'm here, pushed me to drive, and yeah, I'll be back for sure next season. I will try to grab the title this time.
Excellent. Glad to hear it, Ludwig, and thank you for joining us. Your support of the series has been fantastic, and we look forward to seeing you again next season.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything you're doing for the Skippy community. So it's great. See you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Ludwig. Right, folks, that was Ludwig Geedy from Mivano Sim Racing, and I've just adjusted the overall season tally for the official season. I had it filtered wrong, and actually it's our top three of Benny, Ludwig, and Julian have finished top three in the official season as well. That just goes to show you what sort of a platform we have here on a Sunday night. Now, joining me tonight once again, and we're very pleased to have him with us, is Mr. Julian O'Fray for Redface Racing, who managed to have a great battle throughout the race with Ludwig Geedy, who we just spoke to. Julian hung on for third tonight, really made Ludwig earn his second position towards the end there. Hopefully it was an enjoyable race for you as well.
Yeah, it's really appreciable to race with guy with this skill. It's like past season in when I race before, exactly the same. It's really enjoyable, and it's pretty hard track, so we don't have to do mistake, and we need to I don't know to say to believe in each other. Yeah.
Have to trust each other, yeah?
Yeah. And it's difficult because when I have someone in front on this track, I see them ghost in the wall lot of time, and I don't know if I have to brake to avoid or full gas because I don't know if it's a really crash or not. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And it looked like you had a bit of fun out there. And you're right, knowing the guys around you very much helps. And racing every week, like we do in fields like this, certainly helps to make that happen and to make the racing more enjoyable. So, hopefully, it's enjoyable enough that we'll see you next season as well. Because you've had a tremendous season. I think probably clinching third here tonight for Sunday Night Lights, and also for the official season. Really, only those top two steps to aim for next year, but hopefully next season we'll see you back again. Do we expect to see you representing Redface Racing next season?
Yeah, certainly. I don't plan to change team, so yeah. And I would say I'm happy for Nagai because it's a fast driver, and he had not luck each pass race, and finally he have the place. I don't know what to say, but he have to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fantastic drive from Nagai-san. I agree. He's missed out on a bit of luck this season, as I've said. throughout the season, and it all came together, and he really showed us what he could do. But thank you for joining us, Julian. It's been great to have you back in the series, and you've put on a great display here once again. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Oh, you, like usually, because each season, you are here and you do great job, and I wish it will be like this again and again. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, that's the plan. We'll be here back next season, hopefully bringing the best Skippy action in town. But thank you for joining us, Julian. It's been great to have you on the track and joining us in the commentary booth as well. So congratulations on your season and your race here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you again next season.
You will be here next season, and I think I will be here for the full season because this one I just race 8 race, and I have no drop week, so this, I can't pretend to more than third place. Yeah.
Yep, beautiful. All right, Julian. Thank you for that, and we'll talk to you soon.
Can you repeat?
I just said good night, mate, and we will talk to you soon.
Oh yeah. See you. Bye bye.
There you go, folks. That was Mr. Julian O'Fray for Red Face Racing. And that might just about do us tonight for the second time in MNL and SNL history only. Solo Alex McKellar here running the stream, the cameras, the commentary, the everything going on, trying to do my best, folks. Hopefully it was good enough to display what sort of Skippy racing we have here on a Sunday night and what it's all about. Before I do go, I will thank everyone, the drivers and the community who supported us this season. It has been our best season by a margin, and in terms of participation, viewership and support, it's been fantastic. So thank you to the Skippy community around the Sunday Night Lights. It is much appreciated, and it's why we do it. It's for the community, by the community, as we always say. But for now, folks, on your screen, you can find everything Top Split and where you can follow our racing. The Discord is where we do the broadcast and the post-race interviews from, if you'd like to join us there. The YouTube is where we find this and all the other previous season's racing. But of course, Top Split TV on Twitch is where you'll find us each and every Sunday night, living the dream as we bring you the best Skippy action going around. But until next time, folks, make sure you hit like, follow, subscribe, all those things on all those different places. It really does help to get the word out there. And until next time, folks, I've been your host, Alex McKellar. And until then, I will say ciao for now.